Hi everyone, this is Nadia, award-winning author, award-winning mentor, clairsentient psychic, and founder at Spartanite. Today we're going to be covering the topic of why binary thinking is dangerous for your success and your progress in life. Okay, first things first, in 48 hours, yay, it's gonna be Christmas, so this will be my last video of 2019, and you guys will see me in 2020 again. So for all of our subscribers here at Spartanite, I wish you a super happy Merry Christmas and, you know, a very blessed New Year. I'm really excited to bring you more content into the new year, and it's a quick thank you before I actually jump into the meat and bones of this video and binary thinking, of showing your loyalty, your support to Spartanite, and if there's any way that we can help you in the future to create your empowered money story and to create a winning mentality and a mindset, would love to hear from you. Okay, moving on. So what is binary thinking? What it's not, let's start with that. It's not this non-binary, it's not this gender this, gender that, blah, blah. It's not a gender problem. Binary thinking reminds me of when you are gonna program code in your computer and there's this 0, 1 or 1, 0, I don't know, like something like that, 0, 0. And that's how most people behave, basically. Their binary thinking is just ridiculous because everything is so, it's black. People's thinking predominantly is black and white. Now, it's not a lot of people's fault because they have been born into a culture of homogenization. Since the day they were born, they've taken their parents' beliefs, or their parents have taken their beliefs, or so on and so forth. And oh my goodness, it goes so many generations behind, basically. And what happens in this instance is that independent thinking and creative thinking is discouraged because, you know, God forbid you actually did any thinking for yourself, and that way you would understand the control structures of this world and how they look to keep you in a sheep pen and all like fleeced up. Now, binary thinking is very easy to explain through the terminology of university. Now, university was seen as a higher learning institution, something that was incredibly difficult to access, very expensive. It had a high price tag, basically, because people really used to go. It kind of reminds me of the 18th century French salon, or like Italian salon. Salon, not as in beauty salon. Salon was like an intellectual discussion, or like a gathering, basically, where everybody used to like get together essentially and, you know, discuss maybe philosophy, alchemy, politics, war, business, literature. There's intellectual topics, let's put it that way. So as at the start of the French Revolution, most of that died out, and well, we have today's world where everybody just practically lives on social media, and they're just parroting what everybody else is saying. I used to have a client. Now, I don't know if she's watching this, but hi Debbie, if you are. I used to mentor her very many years ago, and there was something that I said to her that I remember, and I was remembering this morning from my video, and I used to say to her, how many of your beliefs are actually your own? And it's quite frightening. Are your beliefs even your own? I used to ask her that all the time. And she made lots of progress, and I was like super happy to help her and just kind of keep her going and move on essentially with that stuff, right? So that's a question that we want to be asking ourselves. How many of our beliefs are our own? Did we choose to speak the language we speak at home because we chose it, or that's what our parents spoke? Did we choose the religion that we were born into because it was an informed choice we made, or what? This is who you are now, your parents have given you this, done, finish. Did we choose a career or a business or a professional life of our own choosing? Or is this something that our parents just said, do this, and well, you went ahead and did it? Did we choose somebody to get married to from our own choosing, or was there lots of socioeconomic, race, religion, cultural influence involved? So this stuff is normal, and a lot of it comes from the words hypnotic rhythm, where there's a very hypnotic rhythm in each culture, tradition, society, religion, race, socioeconomic classes, to behave a certain way. Now, what I find interesting about binary thinking is that People are very, in fact, this is the major thing I find, that people struggle to embrace new concepts because their thinking is very linear. This thing is wrong, it's wrong, I don't want to hear anything more about it. They're closed-minded, you can't tell them anything. I remember having a spiritual mentor when I was 16. So I super used to love tarot card readings. Like, I am a professional tarot card reader. I've done it for like so many years. That's not something I talk about, but yeah, I can read cards fluently, probably even without the deck in front of me. I mean, obviously being clairsentient psychic, I can pretty much tell you what's going on to your face, but some people really just want it additional. So I remember going to this guy, and I was 16 and I was super nervous. I didn't know what to expect. I was like, oh, this looks fascinating. I want to know what's in my future. And I was always drawn to the spiritual element, obviously being psychically gifted myself. And I still stay in touch with him. He is now in his like mid-70s, so that's telling his age. And I said, you know what, I do all the work that you used to do now, and I'm sure you'd be very proud of me. And he said, you know, I am. And let me tell you, the reason that you're successful is because you had an open mind. And I was like, wow. He said, it may not have been something that was prescribed to you by your religion or by your race or by your culture, but you were curious and you wanted to know more, and you became your own person. You are not like a sheep. You don't follow other people's teachings or other people's guidance, and you don't try and accept people's truth as your own. And that really hit me hard, because I was thinking about binary thinking, and binary thinking is essentially accepting somebody else's story as your own. This person said it would be right, so yep, it's going to be right. It's like a bottle of perfume, essentially, right? What I spray on myself and how it's going to smell on me is going to smell very different on another lady or two ladies, simply because we all have different biochemistry. We all have different hormones, and what can smell sweet as roses on me may not particularly be that for someone else. And obviously for gentlemen watching this, cologne and aftershave and all that stuff. So when I think of binary thinking, I often ask myself, like I said in the start of this video, what beliefs are mine? What beliefs are not mine? Where have I inherited it from? Who told me this is right? Who told me this is wrong? How does the truth feel? You know, there's an old saying that you know the truth by how it actually feels. And if the truth hasn't hit you, if you don't feel slapped by someone, you don't feel smacked, they've just lied to you, because the truth has that component. It has that quality. The truth is neither polite and nor is it convenient. It's not easy to tell because you have to let go of your illusions. The truth is not easy to hear because you have to have the courage to be able to sit with a life-changing piece of information that, like Friedrich Nietzsche said, removes all your illusions from who you actually are. So binary thinking is that 0-1, this is wrong, this is right, this is God, this is the devil, this is this is that. And that leaves you in a place of feeling very stuck. That leaves you in a place of xenophobia. It leaves you in a place of being closed-minded to other people's religions, other people's cultures, other people's races, other people's languages, other people's countries, simply because, well, it doesn't look like what I look like, it doesn't have hair like me, it doesn't talk like me, no, I'm not interested, it's not for me. And that comes from a closed mind. And if we don't make conceited efforts, we end up where majority of the people are today, who just, this is how it's done in my family and this, that. You know, you always ask people, why? And they don't have an answer. It's cognitive dissonance. They don't have an answer. That's how it was always done, because they get upset. My major issue when I started asking about religion, I like religious rules. I think they're quite wise. They're smart. They help discipline people. But I started asking, like, well, why are we not allowed to do this? And why are we doing this? And funny enough, nobody had the answer. That's the thing. I managed to find the spiritual reason as to why that rule was there, which obviously helped me make more sense of it. But a lot of people, they lack that, basically. They lack the understanding of why something is happening the way it is happening, which is what puts people off something. If I just told you, do this without a real reason behind it, it stands to reason you won't do it. Because first of all, you don't know the why behind it. Second of all, I'm forcing something that maybe I believe in or I think is right down your throat, which is not healthy and it's not good. That's why binary thinking causes xenophobia, it causes racism, it causes ignorance, it causes colorism, it causes ageism, it causes all kinds of isms that we often hear in the media or the news or whatever it is. It just comes from intolerance, it comes from a lot of times what people have heard in their family, and then it continues on and on and on, and it hops from one generation to another. Now, what is binary thinking not? Like minus the gender thing that I began with in the beginning. Now, binary thinking is not closed-minded, and it's not judgmental. I remember that I wrote about this topic on my blog about the spirit of wealth value merchant finance, King Claunek, who is one of the old gods and an ancient left-hand path entity, the spirit. And somebody was like, wow, I would have never considered working with him. I may have considered him like, I don't want to work with him, he may be evil or whatever. But actually, wow, your work has really enlightened me that he's pretty cool, man. He's not evil, or he's pretty powerful, but I've never really got anything evil from him. And I said, the funny thing is that we can label something, we can give labels to something, but ultimately you always know what the truth is based on how it feels like to you. That's the reason bullshit really doesn't work. That's the reason playing mind games doesn't work, because at the end of the day, no matter how enjoyable the intensity of the drama, that it's not healthy. So binary thinking is very attractive to people who have not done their emotional work, people who jump on the bandwagon, people who sit on Facebook and argue with each other about things that just don't even make any sense whatsoever. Religion, race, countries, languages, I'm right, you're wrong. They just want to sit and argue. I'm like, how do you have that much time in your life? If somebody has said to me that 2 + 2 is 5, I'm like, you're right, enjoy, and have a nice Christmas in peace. That's probably what I would say. The reason is because perspective is individual. Now, let me give an example. Okay, so shout out to Barclays Pens, the bank. You guys have like the best pens ever. Yeah, this is no sponsorship, by the way. This is just, I just love the pens, okay? So a lot of people would look at this pen and they'll be like, oh, it's blue. Some people would say, actually, no, it's teal. Some people would say, no, it's this blue, or, there's so on and so forth, basically, okay? Perspective is individualistic. Perspective comes from you, and whatever you think may be right may be completely wrong to somebody else. Whatever somebody else thinks is wrong may be completely right to you. One of the best examples I can give on this as an occultist is the topic of vengeance. So, society and religion has done a very good job of beating any strength out of people, which is the premise of vengeance. They tell you forgiveness is strong and taking vengeance is weak, but I would love to ask that when's the last time you would see, like, imagine a lion's quietly eating its kill and you go and piss it off. What's the next step? What's the logical next step that's going to happen? A lot of people have neurosis just because they don't want to enact justice on scum, but that's my perspective on it. Somebody may say, oh, you're a very evil woman to think like that, and we should just forgive and let go. I would say, I have a completely different perspective on it, and forgiveness isn't necessary. In my world, forgiveness isn't necessary, if anything. It should only come organically. It should come naturally when you feel like doing it, not when somebody forces it down your throat. Some of us, I like seeking justice. I think it's a good thing because too many people in this world are getting off scot-free without, anything, and just carrying on their foolishness and stupidity with other people. Now, just before I depart, I do want to say that I want each person who is watching this, thank you so much for supporting us throughout the year on this channel. Thank you so much for investing in yourself through our products and services. And there's going to be so many new incredible things that come in 2020 as well for you guys moving forward. So just ask yourself, is there anywhere that I have binary thinking and actually I can be open to another way of thinking? Remember, it's not always 5 + 4 that equals 9, it's 6 + 3 and 1 + 8 as well, and 2 + 7, so they're different ways of looking at things. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. So like, comment, share, subscribe, and again, if you guys have any questions, I would love to hear from you. If you have any request topics, please ask. Some of you asked for request topics, but please expand in the comment section. Don't just give me 2 words, and then I'm happy to take it from there. Okay, so again, Merry Christmas, and I hope you guys have a very, very happy New Year. See you in 2020. Signing off, Spartanite. Take care. Bye.